The Third Testament, 4th section, the law, love of God and neighbor. Chapter 16, the divine law. The power of the divine law. 1. There are many people who think my teaching is out of time, but the reason for this is that their materialization does not allow them to understand the eternal meaning of my teachings on Discover. 2. My law is unchanging. It is the people with their cultures, their civilizations and their laws that are transient. Of all this, only that which the Spirit has built up with His works of love and mercy survives. It is He who, after each day's work, after each trial, when He consults the born of divine wisdom, beholds the immovable rock of my law and the ever-open book that contains the teaching of the Spirit. 104, 31-32. 3. I have outshined all men with my light and thereby revealed to them the only truth that exists, but you see how every man and every people feels, thinks, believes and interprets in different ways. 4. Those different ways of thinking of men have caused their divisions, since every people and race follows different ways and holds up different ideals. 5. The majority have moved away from the light-filled and true path, believing that the fulfillment of the divine law means superhuman sacrifices, renunciations and efforts, and have preferred to found for themselves religious communities and sects, whose fulfillment of the law and rituals are easier for them to follow. In this way, people believe they can appease the desire for light and upliftment that they feel in their spirit. 6. Many centuries and many ages have passed without people realizing that the fulfillment of my law is not a human sacrifice, and that, on the other hand, they may well sacrifice body and spirit to the world if they disobey my commandments. They did not make themselves clear, did not want to understand that whoever lives according to my words will find true happiness, peace, wisdom and glory, which the materialized people imagine themselves in such a different way. 7. The moral and scientific world that surrounds you is the work of men with materialistic ideals, of men who have striven only for the material improvement of mankind, and I have allowed them to do their work, to carry it out to its limit, to know its consequences and to reap its fruits so that they can draw the light of experience from it. In that light my justice will be revealed, and in that justice my law, which is love, will be present. 313, 60-64. 8. If I allowed you to apply my teaching to your life according to your will and not mine, verily, I tell you, you would never get out of your spiritual stagnation and never allow your spirit to develop, unfold and perfect. 9. There you see the people who have become sluggish in their religions, who no longer take a step towards the light, because they have not submitted themselves to what the divine law commands, but have tried to subject the law to their will, filling it with myths and heresies. 10. It has been necessary for many people of this time to free themselves from every religion in order to seek me with the Spirit and to develop all those qualities, gifts and abilities which they feel in the innermost part of their being. 205, 6-8. The love law of God in the spiritual work. 11. It is your God that speaketh unto you, my voice is the law. Today you hear it anew, without the need to carve it in stone or that I have to send my word incarnated among you. It is my divine voice that comes to your spirit and gives it the beginning of a "This is the age revealed," in which man will be justified, reconciled with his Creator and purified, as it is written. 15:8. 12 Through Jesus I gave you the perfect teaching. Consider my way of life as a human being from birth to death, then love will become more vibrant to you in living and in a perfect way. 13. I do not require of you to be like Jesus, for there was something in him which you cannot attain, to be perfect as man, since he who was in him was God himself in limited form. But I tell you nevertheless that you are to emulate him. 14. My eternal law has always spoken to you of this love. I told you in the first times, you shall love God with all your heart and with all your spirit and love your neighbor as yourself. 15 Later on I gave you these inspiring words, love your brothers and sisters as the Father has loved you, love one another. 16. In this time I have revealed to you that you should love God more than all created things, that you should love God in all that exists, and all that exists in God. That you are to show mercy on your fellow men, and again mercy, so that you may see the Father in all his glory, for mercy is love. 167, 15-19. 17. I do not even tell you that this spiritual teaching will be the world religion, for never have I delivered religion, but law. I limit myself to telling you that the law that will triumph on earth and will have abiding validity on it to enlighten the existence of men will be the law of love which I have explained to you in my teaching so that you may fully realize it. 18. Mankind will still do many wrong works of love and charity until it learns to love and to exercise true love activity. And many will still have to wander from denomination to denomination until their spirit swings up to higher recognition and finally understands them, that the only law, the universal and eternal teaching of the Spirit, is that of love, to which all will come. 19. All religions will disappear, and what will remain will be only the light of the temple of God shining within and without man. The temple in which you will all offer a single cult of obedience, love, faith and goodwill. 12,63, 65. The disregard of the divine laws and their consequences. 20. On this morning of solemn commemoration I ask you, what have you done with the law which I sent to mankind through Moses? Were these commandments given only for the people of that time? 21 In truth I tell you that blessed seed is not in the heart of men because they do not love me, nor do they love one another. They neither honor their parents nor respect other people's property. On the other hand, they take one another's lives, break marriage and bring shame on themselves. 22. Do ye not hear the lie from all lips? Do you not see how one nation robs another of peace? And yet mankind says that they know my law. What would become of men if they were to forget my commandments completely? 15, 1-3. 23. In the second time when Jesus entered Jerusalem, he found that the temple, the place dedicated to prayer and worship, had been turned into a marketplace, and the master eagerly cast out those who profaned it in this manner, saying to them, My Father's house is not a marketplace. These were less guilty than those charged with leading the spirit of men in the fulfillment of the law of God. The priests had turned the temple into a place of honor and splendor, and this dominion was destroyed. 24 Today I have used no scourge to punish those who profaned my law. But I have allowed the consequences of their own transgressions to be felt in men, so that they may know how to interpret their meaning and understand that my law is unbending and unchanging. I have shown man the way, the straight path, and when he departs from it, he exposes himself to the hardships of a just law, for in him my love is manifested. 41, 55-56. 25. I will raise up my temple again, a temple without walls and towers, because it is in the heart of men. 026. The Tower of Babylon still divides mankind, but its foundations shall be destroyed in the heart of men. 27. Idolatry and religious fanaticism have likewise built their high towers, but they are fragile and will have to collapse. 28. Verily I say to you, my laws, both divine and human, are holy, and they themselves will judge the world. 29. Mankind does not consider itself idolatrous, but verily, I tell you, it still worships the golden calf. 122, 57. 30. Chaos has returned because there is no virtue, and where there is no virtue there can be no truth. The reason for this is not that the law, which the Father gave to Moses, has no power, nor that the teaching of Jesus is only applicable to times past. Both are eternal laws in their spiritual content. But recognize that they are like a spring, whose water no one is forced to drink, but that everyone who approaches this fountain of love does so of his own accord. 144, 56. 31. Interpret my teaching correctly. Do not think that my spirit can take pleasure in seeing your sufferings on earth, or that I come to take away from you everything that gives you pleasure to give me pleasure in it. I come that you may recognize and respect my laws, because they are worthy of your respect and attention, because they bring you bliss when you obey them. 32. I taught you to give to God what is God's, and to the emperor what is emperor's, but for the people of today there is only the emperor, and they have nothing to offer to their Lord. If you at least gave the world only what was necessary, your sufferings would be less. But the emperor whom you let determine your doing and leaving, has dictated absurd laws to you, has made you into slaves, and takes your life without giving you anything in return. 33. Consider how different is my law, which binds neither the body nor the spirit. It only persuades you lovingly and guides you full of goodness. All things it gives you without selfishness, and all things it rewards you in time. 155, 14-16. The fulfillment of the highest law. 34. When the Lord said unto you, Thou shalt love God with all thy heart and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself, and when the Master preached unto you the teaching of love, this spiritual voice, which is of the same source, tells you that ye shall abide by the law of love, because it has a power that not even the greatest armies of the world possess, and that its conquests will be secure and lasting, because everything you build on foundations of love will have eternal life. 293, 67. 35. I show you the true life of the Spirit, that you may not live under unwarranted threats and fulfill my law not only for fear of punishment, of which those have spoken to you who have not understood my word correctly. 36. Grasp my law, it is not complicated or difficult to understand. No one who knows it and follows it will be disgraced, nor will he give space to false words or predictions, misconceptions or bad interpretations. 37. My law is simple, it always shows the way you are to follow. Trust me, I am the way that will lead you to the white shining city, to the promised land, which keeps its gates open in anticipation of your arrival. 32:9. 38. When will you finally be convinced that you can find health, happiness and life only in the fulfillment of my law? 39. You acknowledge that there are principles in material life to which you must conform in order to survive, but you have forgotten that there are also principles in the spiritual that must be respected so that man can share in the source of eternal life, which exists in the divine. 188, 62. 40. Remember that I alone am your salvation. In the past times, in the present and in the future, my law is and will be the way and the guide of your spirit. 41. Blessed are those who trust in my law, for they will never go astray at the crossroads. They will come to the promised land and sing the triumphal song. 225,31, 32. 42. I know that the greater your knowledge will be, the greater will be your love for me. 43. When I say to you, love me, do you know what I mean to say to you? Love the truth, love the good, love the light, love one another, love true life. 297, 57-58. 44. I want you to love one another as I love you, and also to love yourselves. For I have not only entrusted to you the guidance and direction of a certain number of men, but the first duty you have to me is to take care of yourselves. You are to love yourselves, knowing that you are the living image of your Creator. 133, 72. 45. The mission I have entrusted to my people on earth is great and very delicate. That is why I have visited them in every age, to inspire them with my words and to reveal to them a little more of the content of the law. 46. The law of love, goodness, and justice has been the spiritual heritage that I have brought to him at all times. From lesson to lesson I have led mankind to understand that the law can be summarized in one single commandment, that of love. Love the Father, who is the author of life, love the fellow man, who is part of the Father, love all that the Lord has created and decreed. 47. Love is the reason, origin, and seed of wisdom, greatness, power, exaltation, and life. This is the true way, which the Creator has mapped out for the Spirit, so that he may feel the ever greater closeness to me from step to step and from home to home. 48. If from the beginning of time man had made spiritual love a service to God instead of falling into idolatrous rites and religious fanaticism, this world, which today has become a valley of tears because of the fear and misery of men, would be a valley of peace, in which the spirit beings would acquire merits to reach after this life those spiritual homes, in which the spirit on his way of upward development should be received. 184, 35-38.